Today's been one of those days where I've just been really tired, but I got a lot of sleep. It's just one of those days where it's been just kind of bland. Bunch of little stupid stuff annoys me, like finding out work computers have viruses on them and stuff like that. I was like, oh great, I had to go. I thought I was gonna be able to use them for work, but now I gotta clean the viruses off them and make sure they're all fine and all that shit. And who put a hack version of Grand Theft Auto on this? Who? It's like, it's like, you don't ever touch this computer again. You, bunch of little stuff like that. Also, some issues with Fry's Electronics. So in the Bay Area, there's this. It's almost like a giant Radio Shack, but even worse. It's called Fry's Electronics, and me and a friend went there today looking for some RAM for his computer, and they have the hardest time getting him the right fucking RAM. It is just, it's so funny. But it's actually kind of interesting that usually the employees at Fry's Electronics are just basically security guards. They don't know anything really about electronics, and they're really no help. They'll just waste your time if you ask them for a question. But we kept pursuing it, like, okay, we need this DDR4, not a 3, not a 2, DDR4, 2133 megahertz, whatever memory. They'd keep getting like PCM 3500, 2400 megahertz memory. It's like, that's not even like close. How are you? Why? Well, then they finally took it. Well, actually, you see, so the worker we had to deal with, or the workers we had to deal with, were all like, "Oh yeah, just insert the RAM. If it doesn't work, update the BIOS or change the BIOS settings, and that might fix it." It's like, but you can't get to the BIOS. You're getting like 3 beeps because the other RAM doesn't fit. We need RAM that will work in order to get to the BIOS. And they just kept going back and forth. Like, it's like, no, you don't. We understand that you're an idiot. Just, here's what we need. Find this in your stupid ass computer, and we'll buy it. Like, they said they found it. Like, they would say they found it. They'd print out like an order. We'd go to the front counter. They'd pull out the RAM chips, and we'd see them. Not even close to the same thing. We did it several times. So then we kind of just had to like simplify it down and pester the guy. Like, okay, get us what we need for this. And so he ended up taking us back to the back of Fry's, and there's this one guy there that actually knew about computers. Fucking shocker. And he was like 110 years old. Would not think he would know anything about computers, but he was like, but he basically, the clerk went over to him, and he asked him, okay, so 2400 megahertz RAM would work in this 2133 megahertz thing, right? And he was like, no, you need 2133 megahertz or less. We have that. And so the guy was like, really? And so he went back, and so we went back to like his computer thing. He found it and we got it. But it's like okay, That's cool that we're those, at least one person that's really smart. He's hidden in the back of the building where nobody can really talk to him. But do we need to, just to get what, like, we had it written down on a piece of paper what we needed. Just to find that. Why? God. I don't know. Buying off the internet is so much nicer. The Bay Area has a lot of nice stores. Well, okay, not really a lot. Just a few. It has a handful of nice stores. But to be honest, most of the stuff, now that I've realized, now that I've been out here, I've kind of realized that you actually have just as good of a selection in Illinois. Because you have Amazon and stuff like that. And also you have junkyards that have more lenient rules. Because like all the scrapyards around here, if you go to the scrapyard, chances are there's just a bunch of homeless people fighting over tin cans in there. And it's like, I'm not gonna go there. I mean, that's too much crazy for me. But in Illinois, usually you can kind of get a few bits of scrap from the scrapyard. Like, maybe you have to take like a trailer full of scrap there, but then whenever you're unloading it all for them, you toss a bit back onto the truck. That's interesting, and you keep that stuff. But yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed and hit the hay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!